Gravity loosens its grip when resistance fades. Thoughts stop clenching their fists. The moment breathes on its own schedule. Nothing has to be forced. Time slides sideways instead of forward. Seconds blurring the texture. Attention drift without getting lost. Direction appears through movement. I stop wrestling the current. Stop correcting every ripple. Let momentum teach its language. It speaks softly when trusted. Ideas fall into place when chased less. They hover nearby. They circle patiently. They land when hands relax. Pressure used to narrate my days. Deadlines barking orders. Expectations tighten corners. Control mistaking itself for discipline. Letting go felt like sabotage at first. Fear disguised as caution. Caution dressed as wisdom. Then tension cracked. The body knows rhythm before plans do. Breath adjusts naturally. Steps find tempo. Balance returns quietly. I learned how friction drains energy. How forcing outcomes dulls intuition. How listening sharpens time and flow. Favors awareness. Thoughts stretch like shadows at dusk. Longer, softer, less demanding of definition. There is clarity in allowing mistakes to pass through. Not correcting instantly, observing consequence, learning through motion. Creativity prefers open windows, not locked schedules, not rigid frameworks. Space invites invention. I let unfinished thoughts exist. No rush to resolve, no urge to polish prematurely. Rough edges carry truth. The day unfolds with fewer instructions. Tasks rearrange themselves. Priorities surface organically. Focus migrates when needed. Movement replaces micromanagement. Adjustment replaces insistence. Responsiveness replaces control. Progress feels lighter. I stop narrating every action internally. Silence gain value. Gaps stop feeling empty. Prisons fill them. There is trust in stepping back slightly, not abandoning direction, allowing correction mid-stride. Course adjusts naturally. The mind stops racing when I chase thoughts slow without command. Patterns reveal themselves. Understanding arrives indirectly. I notice how often effort fought itself. Overthinking simple motion, adding weight to light tasks. Solving problems already solved. Letting things drop, created lift elsewhere. Energy redistributed, attention clarified, purpose sharpened. I learned patience through observation. Watching how moments resolve themselves. How tension dissolves unattended. How timing fixes more than force. The present expands when unclenched. Room appears between impulses. Choices multiply. Freedom breathes. This is not surrender. It is recalibration. Strength redirected. Efficiency improved. I stopped gripping outcomes tightly. Allowed deviation. Invited surprise. Found alignment. The process felt less like labor, more like conversation. Exchange instead of demand. Dialogue with circumspan. Thoughts began arriving complete. Not fragmented. Not rushed. Fully formed when needed. I learned to drop expectation without losing ambition. Release pressure without abandoning care. Trust movement without losing intent. Balance achieved. Creativity move faster once unblocked. Ideas stack naturally. Connections spark effortlessly. Flow replaced effort. I noticed how joy slips through clenched hands. How calm evades pursuit. How clarity waits patiently. How ease requires permission. The rhythm underneath everything stayed constant. I have been shouting over it once quiet. It guided once heard it led. There is wisdom in loosening grip. Not everything requires steering. Some paths curve correctly. Intervention disrupts. I practice stepping aside mentally. Letting instinct surface. Trust and learn skill. Execution improve. The mind adapts when under pressure. Flexibility increases. Creativity deepens. Resilience strengthens. I allow moments to resolve without commentary. No judgment attached. No urgency imposed. Experience stood on its own. The day felt less heavy. Tax less sharp. Outcomes less threatening. Perspective wide. And I stopped trying to outpace time. Met it where it was. Moved with it. Efficiency followed. Letting go exposed unnecessary strain. Removed excess motion. Simplified decisions. Refined focus. I learned to trust the drop. The moment when control releases. The point where effort shifts. Where flow takes over. Nothing collapsed. Nothing was lost. Structure remained intact. Flexibility enhanced. The process it became breathable. Less rigid. More responsive. Alive. I allowed creativity to surprise me. Stop pre-editing thoughts. Stop policing imagination. Expression expanded. Even mistakes softened their impact. Lessons absorbed quicker. Correction felt natural. Growth accelerated. I learned when to stop pushing. When to let momentum work. When to ride rather than steer. Judgment improved. The flow does not eliminate responsibility. It redistributes. Awareness replaces control. Presence replaces anxiety.
Soft light settles on the room. Air feels close but calm. Time slows without asking, attention turns inward, a steady rhythm hums low. Not loud, not urgent, comfortable. Motion exists in small details, a nod, a pause, a breath held half a second longer. Connection grows without pressure, no signal demands response, no expectation waits, presence feels enough. Sound wraps around thought, warm tones lean gently, nothing cuts sharp, edges stay round. Moments arrive unannounced, they stay longer than planned, they leave without noise. Memory keeps the shape, the beat walks, not runs. Swing bends time, human timing shows itself. Control loosens by choice. Eyes rest instead of search. Focus lands naturally, nothing competes for space. Calm wins by default. Hands learn rhythm through repetition. No perfection needed. Small flaws carry warmth. Feeling matters more. The room feels shared, even alone. That could suggest company. Distance feels shorter. Walls listen. Thoughts slow their pace. Clarity replaces tension. Overthinking steps aside. Simplicity stays. Affection forms quietly. No grand gesture leads, consistency builds trust, time does the work. The melody repeats with care, each pass feels familiar. Subtle shifts add depth, nothing breaks the spell. Silence fits between notes, space completes the phrase. Absence adds meaning, restraint shapes emotion. The groove settles in the chest, heartbeat aligns, breathing evens out. The body agrees, nothing tries to impress, nothing asks approval. Authenticity carries weight, honesty feels close. Warmth spreads slowly like shared laughter, remembered like late conversations, like comfort without explanation. Sound becomes a language, it speaks without words. Understanding arrives gently, no translation needed. Time loses sharp edges, minutes stretch soft. The moment stays open, no rush follows. Connection grows through patience, trust forms through consistency. Care shows through presence, intensity stays low. The beat never dominates, it supports, it carries, it weighs. Thoughts drift but return easily. Attention stays anchored, distraction fades. Focus feels kind, emotion moves without drama. No spike, no drop, a steady line. Memory and feeling overlap. Past warmth informs now. Nothing weighs heavy, everything feels light. The texture stays raw, imperfection stays visible. Nothing hides behind polish, truth shows openly. Each sound feels intentional, each pause feels chosen. Control lives in restraint, confidence stays quiet. Connection does not rush commitment, it builds foundation first. It listens before speaking, it grows at its own pace. The rhythm invites closeness, not dependency, not urgency, mutual ease. Sound fills the room evenly, no corner ignored, no space crowded, balance hold. Thoughts align with feeling, mind and body agree. Nothing resists, nothing forces. Warm tones linger after fade. Silence keeps them alive, the feeling stays present even after sound leaves. Movement slows naturally, posture relaxes, jaw unclenches, the body rests. Affection exists without declaration, it shows through consistency, through time spent, through attention held. The groove repeats, familiar but alive. Each loop deepens trust, repetition becomes comfort. Emotion remains steady, no spike of intensity, no drop of absence. Continuity defines it, connection feels mutual, no imbalance, no pull, just shared space. Sound remains warm until the end, no sharp exit, no sudden stop, a gradual release. The room holds the aftertaste, air remembers vibration. The feeling does not vanish, it settles. This moment asks nothing, it offers presence, it offers calm, it offers connection. No words interrupted, no labels define it. Experience stands on its own, understanding feels complete. The rhythm fades softly, the state remains. Nothing feels unfinished, nothing feels healthy.
confront the reflection without negotiation. No crowd present, no applause to hide behind. The voice inside speaks fluent accusation. It knows my schedule, it knows my shortcuts. Every excuse gets intercepted. Every explanation collapses mid-sentence. Lines and Corey failures with perfectional accuracy. No emotion wasted, no details spared. Promises sit unpaid, intentions filed without execution. I talk about discipline by avoiding discipline. I preach balance while living imbalanced. The contradiction screams louder at night. Darkness removes filters. Responsibility weighs more when isolated. No one else to distract the blend. I replay moments where silence felt easier than action. Of moments multiplied, confidence performed publicly, doubt cultivated privately. The gap between both grows heavy. I critique others to avoid self-exposure. It works briefly and backfires. But inner voice never forgets context. It drags receipts into every argument. It asks uncomfortable questions. Why delay? Why retreat? Why choose comfort over growth? Answers sound rehearsed. The voice rejects them. I claim pressure from expectations. The voice points at choices instead. There is no enemy here, only accountability without padding. I accuse myself of selective courage, brave in theory, careful on practice. Opportunities pass, still let go. They sound louder than the stakes. I measure integrity against behavior. The scale tilts. Self-respect demands consistency. I offer fragments. The voice mocks ambition without follow-through, mocks vision without endurance. I try distraction, noise, movement. None of its silence was behearted before it then sharpens the tone. I remember speeches about values. I remember moments those values disappeared. That vacancy feels heavier when self-identified. There is shame in knowing better. There is weight in ignoring it. I claim fatigue. The voice distinguishes tiredness from avoidance. It knows the difference. I feel exposed without witnesses. No performance left. The inner critic refuses mercy without effort. I asked for patience, he asked for action. I negotiate standards downward. The voice raises them back. No insult's wasted, every word calculated. It accuses me of hiding behind progress illusions. Busy schedules, surface wins. None of it addresses cornered blade. I argue improvement exists. The voice asks where consistency lives. Silence follows. I recognize patterns repeating. Same rationalization, same outcomes. Change discussed endlessly, change practiced rarely. The mirror stays neutral, no encouragement, no condemnation, only evidence. I feel small necessary. There is fear of living beneath potential, but there's fear of confronting you fully. Both fears coexist. I claim circumstances interfere. The voice I lacks choices within them. I feel cornered by truth. Self-accountability lacks comfort. It offers clarity instead. I admit failure without no collapse, no redaction speech. Just acknowledge one. The voice demands alignment. Words matching actions. The least matching habits. It refuses partial credit. I sit there with discomfort crawling now. No escape plan. Growth required this ritual. I stop defending the version of me built on excuses. I let it dissolve quietly. No audience needed. This confrontation does not clean me. No resolution promised. Only awareness. Only responsibility. I remain here, listening, uncomfortable, necessary sight.
I paint with breath and friction. Words press wet against brick. Letters dry under streetlight heat. Meaning sticks. I speak in margins. Footnotes scrape the spine of the page. The page resists and keeps pushing. I learned weight from silence. Rooms taught me volume. Empty chairs train my voice. I talk back to absence. Gold frames choke living work. Hands price post. I skim surface. Depth waits unpaid. I write past the register, past the shelf, past the neat receipt. Logic sound refuses barcodes. A sentence lifts a crowd, a paragraph blocks traffic. A stanza stains a wall, time slows near truth. History limps from edits, names fall through gaps. Dates blur under profit glass, stories lose teeth. I sharpen language on lost syntax, cuts clean. Grammar bleeds intent, meaning stanza right. The street hears first, the street remembers longer. Concrete keeps archives, rain seals files. Stack images like scaffolds, climb thought by thought. Each rung creaks, fear waits below. Power loves mirrors, power hates mirrors. Mirrors flatter, mirrors argue. I argue with color, with scale, with placement, with refusal to fade. The wall did not ask permission, neither did my throat. Sound arrived, it stayed. Commerce smiles wide, commerce counts fast. Commerce trims edges, art keeps edges sharp. I choose sharp, I choose risk, I choose overload. Ease bores me, crowd seek chorus. I offer current, no loop, no handrail. Breath runs long, thought outruns meter. I sprint past comfort, lungs learn truth. I sought ancestors without footnotes, bones hum inside verbs. Old grief moves tense, present tense answers. Faith shows up uninvited. It sits quiet, it listens, it waits for proof. Proof arrives as effort. Sweat stains syllables, focus cracks hours, night bends. I refuse tidy endings, life spills, ink follows. Readers follow later, the market asks for polish. I answer with grit, grit holds traction, polish slips. This voice stands public, no velvet rope, no gate code. Anyone looks, some stare, some argue, some walk on the wall remains. I learned scale from cities, small marks shout, large claims whisper distance at its tone. I trust overload, I trust density, I trust listeners who lean in. Leaners build muscles, my lines braid labor and prayer. Hands work, mouth work, spirit sweats. I reject need heroes, I write systems grind. People endure, endurance writes back, marks outlast. Sirens chalk, fade, stone stays longer. Language ages slower than steel rusts, words migrate, meaning adapts. I aim for friction, comfort sleeps, friction wakes streets answer. No pause for applause, breathe continues, thought continues. No mention feeds itself. I speak until grammar buckles, rules bend, sense holds, meshes survive. If you miss a line, another waits. If you miss 10, the wall still stands. This piece rejects ownership. Eyes borrow it, minds carry it. No receipt follow. I finish nowhere. The voice stopped. The wall stays loud. The wall stays loud.
Hang the players when effort meets accuracy. No deck carry forward, no favors pending. Balance earned through control. I study structure before speed. Learn spacing, learn breath, learn how solid sprays impact. Value grows from repetition, done right. Hours long without witnesses, corrections applied without ego. Progress tracked by results. Words they hate like instruments. They respond to rhythm pressure, they reward discipline, they expose shortcuts. I invested time where returns compound. Technique before display, form before flourish, foundation before expansion. Knowledge turned into leverage through practice. Practice turned into confidence through proof. Proof removed out quietly. Stability follow. I kept the counts clean, no borrowed planes, no inflated statements, only verified output. Focus sharpened when noise fell away. Attention narrowed, intent clarified. Execution improved. Every line accounted for, every pause intentional, every choice measured, waste produced. I learned talent through patience. Russian leaks value, precision holds worth, accuracy close of depths. Still pays dividends with maintain. Neglect drains, equity fast. Maintenance protects investment. Consistency preserves momentum. I avoided flashy, spinning affinity. Conserved effort, directed force. Channeled motion. The work speaks plainly. No translation needed. Outcomes register immediately. Rezone settle arguments. I build credit through reliability. Showing up prepared, delivering clean, leaving no residue. Confidence grown from evidence, not hype, not applause. Demonstrated ability. The legend favors discipline, entries add up. Compounding rewards, patience, shortcuts devalue quickly. I trade improvement, do metrics, clarity over comfort. Honest with you over praise, directions, welcome. Mastery lives in details, space and timing. Tone, I treated learning like income, reinvested gains. I pray the tools, refine process, which produced as competence roles. Control expanded, options widen, pressure ease. I price my output accurately, no undercutting, no exaggeration. Fair exchange, the market respects consistency. Trust forms slowly, breaks instantly. Maintenance matters, I honor fundamentals daily. Basics reinforced, edges sharpened, weak points addressed. Independence follow proficiency. Autonomy grew from reliability. Freedom arrived through discipline. Stability felt earned. Yeah, I stayed apparel terrible the standards. Personal auditing force, errors corrected, early course adjusted. The word mature, flow smooth, cadence settled. Voice steadied, accession to sense by sustainability. Burnout avoided, quality preserved. Output reliable. Every session added equity, small gain stack, momentum form, trajectory lifting. I kept language tight, no filler, no excess, meaning carry weight. Precision replace force, control replace rush, calm replace noise. Authority followed, I learned restrain pain hindrance, less movement, more effect, cleaner outcomes. The ledger closed, clean it days in, no deficit, no carryover, account settle. I refuse easy credit, trust instead, trust multiplied, reach, expanding scope. Skill A's well under use, sharpen with feedback, strengthen through application, durable. I maintain posture under scrutiny, answers ready, evidence available, confidence intact. Your change stay fat, value over value, worth over time, balance and see. I close gaps through alignment, mind mass motion, clear mass action, outcome masked intent. The account reads settle, no drama, no debt, work on it. Payment arrives from effort meets accuracy. Ledger confirms, balance stand, baited full through mastery. I close gaps through alignment, mind match motion. Yeah, plan matched action, outcome match intent. The account reads settle. No drama, no debt. Word honored. Payment that clears when effort meets. At driver's seat. Payment arrives when. Payment clears when effort meets. Accuracy. Payment that clears. Payment clears when effort meets. Payment clears when effort meets. Payment clears. Payment clears. Payment clears when effort meets. Accuracy. Payment clears when effort meets. Accuracy. Payment clears. Clears.
The blue stays quiet on the others and move slow. baseline on without force. The door closes to noise, not to people, to pressure. Light slides across the wall, the color feels steady, steady helps. Breath finds rhythm, chest rises, chest settles. The mind circles over scenes, no panic, observation. Patterns repeat until noticed. Noticing reduces damage. The body sends signals, tension in the jaw. Quick behind the eyes, I answer with pause. Awes, vibes, space. Space, the loudest choice. Choice the stores violate. Phones vibrate with urgency. I mute, they demand urgency. Lies, silence speaks cleaner. A memory drifts in, soft and just hard center. Lessons stay longer than pain. I sit with the ache. No escape plan, no denied or acknowledgement loosens grip. Your outside world spins loud. Deadline stack, expectation stay. I step aside without apology. Rest becomes defense. Defense becomes wisdom. The heart slows after hours of noise, beat by beat. Trust returns, thoughts form lines instead of knots. Border appears, a mirror shows fatigue, not failure. I accept the signs. Water, food, stillness. Care starts small, it grows quiet. The weight does not vanish, it redistributes. Pressure shifts from chest to ground. Ground holds it. I watch crowds pass the window. No metaphor, only motion. Motion through as time moves forward. Regret not sometimes. I greet it without drama. It leaves faster. The past offers no tie. Keep the useful ones. Sleep arise when ready. No forcing. Dreams flicker with color. They feel distant. That holds. Morning light feels neutral. No judgment. The body has to dance. Stretch. Breathe. Move. Movement clear. Static. I step outside the spiral. Not George. Center. The world continues without permission. I re-enter at my pace. Crowds feel heavier now. I choose edges. Edges offer perspective. Conversation short and listening deepens. Energy stays guarded, not hoarded. Boundaries draw clean lines, they protect focus. Focus preserves strength. Some days sing, others float, both paths. Acceptance reduces resistance. I stop arguing with whether rain falls. clarity, not for control. Control exhausts. Clarity is a voice. A love submisses without effort. It surprises me. Joy feels cautious. Still welcome. I allow it room. The future stays undefined. That reduces fear. Plans stay flexible. Health stays priority. I choose rest over performance. Performance drains reserves matter. A night arrives gently, lights down noise space. I review the day without punishment. Sex only. The room breathes slowly. Shadows rest where they land. No rush enters uninvited. The moment holds its shape. Chairs accept weight without comment. Tables carry stories in rings and scratches. Light settles into corners calmly. Nothing competes for attention. Sound moves at walking pace. Notes stretch and relax. Rhythm stays loose yet exact. Balance feels natural. Posture speaks louder than motion. Stillness earns space. Confidence sits quietly. No display required. Time feels wide here. Minutes open instead of close. The clock participates without authority. Progress pauses without penalty. Conversation drips with intention. Words land softly. Silence answers fully. Listening becomes posture. The floor remembers footsteps from other evenings. No urgency survive the threshold. Outside, pressure fades at the door. Inside, breath stays steady. Music hums with patience. Instruments converse politely. Nothing overreaches, everything belongs. Thoughts align without force. Focus sharpens through ease. Awareness widens. Control feels effortless. This space respects pace. No one accelerates for approval. No one slows for effect. Natural rhythm leads. Hands move deliberately. Gestures remain economical. Nothing wasted, everything considered. Presence fills the room without weight. Attention spreads evenly. No corners neglected. No center demanded. Calm reads the environment accurately. Details surface. Patterns reveal themselves. Understanding grows quietly. Style lives in restraint. Choice replaces impulse. Tone replaces volume. Authority rests in composure. The body releases excess tension. Breathe deep in shoulders. Set alignment returns. Thoughts no longer race. They arrive in sequence. Each one receives space. Clarity follows. There is richness in this tempo, not indulgence, refinement. Ease built through awareness, energy circulates smoothly. No spikes, no drops, consistency holds. The night unfolds without announcement. Lights dim gradually, mood adjusts automatically. Flow remains intact.
This environment teaches patience, not waiting, understanding time and knowing when to move. Movement here stays intentional. No sudden shifts, no sharp turns, continuity matters. Confidence rests on familiarity. Self-knowledge replaces performance. Comfort replaces defense. Calm becomes signature. Every element cooperates. Sound, space, time. The outside world loses volume. Urgency dissolves, its noise fades. Perspective returns, thoughts deepen rather than multiply. Reflection replaces reaction. Observation replaces judgment. Insight settles naturally. This is not escape, it is command through restraint. Control without force, strength without display. The atmosphere rewards awareness. Attention sharpens perception. Perception guides choice. Choice maintains balance. No need to prove presence. Being here speaks clearly. Staying grounded shows discipline. Composure defines position. Even laughter stays measured. Joy without chaos. Pleasure without excess. Ease without neglect. The moment sustains itself. No maintenance required. No adjustment demanded. Harmony holds this space. Teaches endurance. Energy conserved. Focus protected. Intent preserved. Night air drifts inside gently. City noise respects distance. Windows remain open. Trust feels appropriate. Thoughts settle in order. Priorities clarify. Direction stabilizes. Mind rests alert. Nothing ends abruptly. Nothing overstays. Flow determines transition. Grace handles exits. Calm leaves a lasting imprint. Not dramatic, effective, enduring. This is mastery through stillness. Authority through presence. Style through restraint. Power through ease. When motion resumes later, it carries this rhythm. Measured, composed. The room remembers this balance. It holds the imprint. It keeps the tone. It waits patiently. Nothing loud marked this time. Nothing flashy defined it. Yet it remains complete. Precision over spectacle. This state remains portable. Carried internally. Applied anywhere. Calm on demand. The lesson stays simple. Slow control outlasts force. Presence directs outcome. Ease becomes strength.
Afternoon leans into the room without asking. Curtains half open, light behaving casual. Nothing urgent on the schedule. Nothing pretending to matter more than it does. The table carries bottles like old friends. Sweat on the glass, honest condensation. Ice clicking slow, sound trapped to unplanned conversations.
Shoes kicked off with intention. No destinations pending. Time stretches into something usable. Minutes stop competing. Smoke drifts lazy, tracing geometry in the air. Thoughts loosen their grip. Jokes land without effort. Laughter fills gaps logic ignores. The room smells like comfort and rebellion. Furniture remembers other nights. Walls don't judge, they've heard worse. Music rolls low and confident. Bass hugging the floor. Melody looping like it forgot where to end. Nobody complains. Phones stay face down. No updates required. No explanations. Oh, presence beats documentation. The week dissolves in increments. Deadlines lose authority. Bills stay imaginary for a few hours. Responsibility waits outside. Conversations drift from nonsense to philosophy and back plans. Foreign plans collapse. Nobody keeps score. The point is in progress. Someone pours without measuring. Trust the vibe, trust the night. Trust nobody is driving ambition anywhere. Windows open just enough. Street noise hums approval. Cars pass like background extras. The city keeps its distance. There's comfort in repetition. Refilling glasses, replaying tracks, retelling stories with new punchlines. Ego soft and postures relaxed. Nobody auditioning, everyone allowed to be unremarkable. The kitchen becomes headquarters. Counters collect evidence of enjoyment. Crumbs rings proof for living. Arguments never escalate. They dissolve into jokes halfway through. Nobody needs to win. Winning isn't invited tonight. Time feels circular. Clock hands spin decorative. The night refuses structure. Structure gives up easily. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lights dim without ceremony, not romantic, just practical. Mood adjusts automatically. Yeah. Someone dances alone for 30 seconds. Nobody stares, approval exists silently. Freedom acknowledged. Outside worries knock once, get ignored. They'll try again tomorrow. Tonight has different priorities. The fridge hums like it understands. Cold drinks remain loyal. The floor collects footsteps. The ceiling keeps secrets. Stories exaggerate themselves. Truth bends playfully. Memory edits for humor. Accuracy isn't the goal. Comfort builds layer by layer. Familiar faces. Shared jokes, unspoken agreements. No one pretending this lasts forever. That's why it works. Moments shine when temporary. Pressure ruins pleasure. The night reaches its midpoint unnoticed. Nobody announces it. Energy stays level. No spikes, no drops. There's a calm and indulgence done right. No desperation, no escape narrative. Just enjoying acknowledged. Music changes without debate. Mood remains intact. Tired tastes while it tastes wide. And somewhere responsibilities line up patiently. They respect boundaries tonight. Prevent cracks, they wait. The room feels earned, not purchased. Not staged, earned through repetition and trust. Oh, empty bottles stand like trophies. No ceremony, no bragging. Evidence enough, conversation slow naturally. Words stretch, silence feels comfortably. Nobody rushes to fix it. Chairs become thrones briefly. Coaches claim ownership. Gravity feels friendlier. The body agrees. At some point laughter peaks. Uncontrollable, absurd, necessary. Afterward there's clarity, not profound, just gentle. A sense of alignment. The night doesn't promise transformation. It offers relief, a reminder of balance. Pleasure as maintenance. Eventually departures start quietly. No dramatic exits. Hugs replace plans. Tomorrow resumes later. The room exhales. Lights stay low. Music plays respectfully. Peace lingers. This is not excess. It's release measured correctly. Joy without aftermath. Empathy without apology. Some nights teach survival through softness. Through letting go responsibly. Through choosing ease. This was one of those nights. Nothing legendary happened. That's why it mattered. Hey, whoa. That's why it mattered. That's why it mattered. I learned alignment from quiet corrections. Small turns, clean angles, no spectacle required. Just steady hands and honest measurements. Posture speaks before language. You carry intent in how you stand. Every step votes for direction. Every pause shows discipline. I watched excess collapse under its own shine. Bright fronts fade fast. Substance holds color. Time respects density. I tighten my routine. Cut slack from habits. Reduce waste and thought. Let clarity do the lift. And advice arrive without shouting. Adjust the mirror, check the map. Fix what bends before it breaks. There is dignity in calibration. No drama, no audience needed. Only progress marked in inches. I learned confidence from consistency. From showing up unchanged. From letting days stack cleanly. From leaving no loose ends. Noise chases approval. Focus earns stability. The loudest claims wobble first. Balance favors restraint. I study motion, how momentum forms. How bad angles steal power. How correction saves distance. You cannot decorate direction. You cannot style. Fundamentals form matters. Foundation decide outcome. I stripped the extras, kept essentials. Reduced friction between word and deed. Let effort travel straight. There were warnings disguised as compliments. Praise urgent shortcuts. Speed offer without control. I decline politely. Growth respects pace and rushing bends joints. Pressure reveals weak joints. Preparation prevents injury. I watch lessons repeat until learned. Same wall, same impact. Different excuses. Adjustment ended the cycle. One correction changed the route. No applause followed. Only relief. I carry principles lightly. They do not weigh me down. They keep me upright, they keep me honest. You learn shape by tracing errors. You learn direction by missing it once. You learn strength by fixing posture. You learn respect by sustaining effort. I do not posture for effect. I stand where alignment holds. No tilt, no drift. There is peace in order, systems breathing smoothly. Actions matching claims. No static between intent and result. I clean my language, remove excess. Sharpen meaningless, silence support emphasis. Correction is not defeat, it is maintenance. It preserves motion, it extends range. I watch discipline outlast talent. Watch patience refine skill. Watch humility compound returns. Watch the ego burn fuel. You straighten paths before distance exposes flaws. You check bearings early. You respect small signs. You save time later. I do not chase approval, I check alignment. Approval phase, structure remains. There is no shame in adjustment, only risk in neglect. Straight lines travel farther. Clean form conserves energy. I keep my axis centered, my movement deliberate, my output measured, my intent visible. When distraction pulls sideways, when shortcuts tempt balance, I return to basics, they never change. This approach is quiet, it endures, it holds under review. It survives repetition. I correct early, I correct often. I move forward clean, straighten. Da 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 da.
Sun sits low on the block, windows breathe heat. Bass leaks from parked cars, time stretches easy. Pavement reads footsteps, every mark tells a story. No rush here, no when stays smooth. I slide through conversations, tone stays calm. Eyes half alert, awareness never sleeps. Confidence rests in posture, not loud, not pressed. Presence speaks first. They stack like records, each spin familiar. No need to force replay, the groove holds. I learn timing early, pause before response, space before action. Control keeps balance, street codes stay unwritten. Known through practice, respect travels quietly, disrespect travels fast. I keep words light, intent stays firm, humor cuts tension, precision keeps order. Every move stays deliberate, no wasted steps, no wasted breath. Flow rides natural, stories drift past corners. Some truth, some shape, all carry weight. I listen more than speak, details matter, patterns repeat. Lessons hide in routine, night brings different energy. Neon flickers, engines idle, deals happen casual. Nothing feels rushed, danger blends with comfort. Smiles hide edges, calm mask risk. I walk steady through it, hands relaxed, mind alert, heart cool. Money talks soft here, flash draws attention. Attention draws problems, subtlety protects. I saw loud ones fall quick, quiet ones last longevity. Values patience, ego shortens runs. Music flows through memory, funk lines bend time, rhythm shapes movement. Style stays inherited, the sound raised posture. Tall ease, tall confidence without noise. Talk cool, discipline, I move with that lesson. Never stiff, never sloppy, always measure conversation. Spark laughter, sharp jokes land clean, no bitterness carry. Energy stays light, but lines stay clear. Boundaries firm, crossing cost, response stays efficient. I do not explain stance, I show it. Body language leads, results follow. Every day feels similar, yet never dull. Radiation lives in detail, consistency builds trust. I keep style simple, fit comfortable, walk smooth. Identity intact, no chase for approval. Reputation forms naturally, time tests character. Character answers, I speak truth casually. No sermon, no warning tone, just fact delivered smooth. People sense confidence, not force, not stage, earned through years. Pressure slides off shoulders, experience absorb shock, calm outlast chaos. Poise win space, I remain adaptable. Flow shifts with tempo, still anchored, still composed. The block changes slowly, faces rotate, codes adjust, principles stay. I respect the pace, I respect the craft, I respect the unspoken rules. Respect returns silence when tension rises. I slow down, control breath, let silence work. Resolution arrives clean, no spectacle needed. Efficiency feels elegant, noise unnecessary. The style stayed lived and not borrowed, not rented. Worn with ease, I carry it forward, day to night, street to room, always aligned. No peak required, no finish. Chase the value, lives in motion. Smooth continuity defines it.
Yeah. Power design. Got a pistol on the knee, shake that no. Power sits heavy on the spine, not decorative. Functional weight, it alters posture.
Attention bends rooms, silence changes meaning. Every step echoes louder, distance shrinks. Control feels addictive, praise accelerates it. Resistance sharpens it, excess corrodes it. Authority exposes flaws, amplifies impulse, magnifies doubt. Nothing hides, I learned influence multiplies consequence. Minor errors scale fast, small shifts ripple wide. Correction demands speed, visibility removes privacy. Every gesture interpreted, every pause analyzed. Intent rarely assumed, I operate under constant projection. Stories written externally, narratives recycled, accuracy optional. Power rewards confidence, punishes hesitation. Test restraint, provokes ego. Ego seeks expansion, expansion risks collapse. Collapse teaches limits, limits redefine strength. I study reaction patterns, crowds reward certainty. They resist nuance, they consume extremes. Holding center requires effort, not instinct. Not comfort, deliberate balance. Ambition whispers excess, discipline counters it. Temptation negotiates daily terms, reviewed constantly. I learn dominance without control, self-destructs. Volume replaces clarity, impulse overrides plan. Fall arrives fast, self-awareness slows descent. Reflection restores footing, humility sharpens judgment. Judgment stabilizes motion, power invites imitation. Imitation distorts intent, discourse spreads confusion. Original meaning fades. I guard core principles, not slogans. Not applause driven, function driven. Control demands solitude, solitude strengthens perspective, perspective tempers reaction, reaction defines outcome. I witnessed ascent, altered peers, speed replace patience, visibility replace substance, correction arrive late, power never arrives clean, it drags baggage, amplifies history, forces reckoning. I accept contradiction inside authority, confidence paired with doubt, vision paired with risk, command paired with scrutiny. Every win increases pressure, pressure narrows margin, margin demands precision, precision requires calm. I learn restraint signals strength over reaction signals fear, fear leaks through posture, posture communicates. Power tests ethics quietly through shortcuts, through silence, through opportunity. Opportunity temps erosion, erosion weakens structure, structure failure costs everything. Rebuild hurts, I maintain internal audit. Motives reviewed, reactions questioned, decisions owned. No myth protects accountability. Narratives fade, records remain. Memory persists, power changes social geometry. Proximity shifts, loyalty, distance alters honesty. Access distorts truth. I filter voices carefully, volume ignored. Consistency weighed, intent examined. Power rewards decisiveness, punishes indecision. Yet rashness invites loss, balance stays critical. I study consequence chains, cause mapped effect anticipated. Risk price, leadership magnifies character, virtue scales, flaws echo. Mask fail, I accept responsibility without performance. No defense theater, no symbolic regret, only adjustment. Power challenges identity, separate self from image, forces reconciliation. Truth emerges, I learned admiration inflates expectation. Respectation restraints movement, restriction breeds frustration. Frustration test control, I choose clarity over spectacle, structure over noise, consistency over peaks, longevity over flash. Power thrives on repetition, habits compound, errors compound faster, correction stays urgent. I monitor internal narrative, ego check, purpose reaffirm, direction stabilized, influence shifts, perception of time, urgency increases, patience shortens, mistakes accelerate. I learn to slow pace intentionally, delay reaction, extend analysis, preserve leverage. Power reshape relationships, equality dissolves, motives blur, boundaries strengthen. I enforce distance strategically, not arrogance, protection, stability. Power listens to honesty, poorly prefers affirmation, flatters excess, feeds distortion. I seek friction deliberately, opposition reveals blind spots threaten stability, exposure saves. I learn dominance fades without renewal, relevance decays, skills dull, complacency kills. I train awareness daily, not paranoia meetings, baseline discipline. Power demands authorship, blame transfers poorly. Ownership stabilizes authority. Deny weaken stance, I accept internal conflict. Control versus desire, legacy versus impulse. Order versus chaos, this tension fuels clarity. Clarifies limits, divides, guides action. Power tests restraint through abundance. Access increases, choice multiplies, focus strains. I reduce options intentionally. Simplify feel, protect attention, preserve judgment. Power never guarantees permanence. Only leverage, only window, only moment. I operate aware of fragility. Structures crack silently, signals appear early. Response decides fate.
I stared in wounds of pressure. Eyes measure every move. Sonic wave more than praise. I speak facts and hold ground. They gonna keep score, keep records. We got in wait. I app and collect results. Just bad host friction. I accept friction. No apology issue. No permission requested. I learn earn. A pool face fast. Respect stays well. Work stays past it. I move looking 10 steps, stay sharp. No wasted motion. No borrowed posture. You throw labels, I return output. You spray noise, I deliver crew. I read the room, I read the terms. I sign nothing, I owe nothing. Conflict follows progress, I do not flinch. Press success, resolve passes. I speak clean, I mean each line. No disguise warm, no mask needed. The tap shift daily, standards bend. I say fix my line, stay straight. I handle whispers, I love the names. Memory stays active, time handles payment. They reach for credit, I claim authorship. They seek short clicks, I build stretching. This voice stays firm, words stay firm. Tone stays level and tip stays clear. I took losses, I kept notes, I adjusted moves. I return slaughter, live on man's share. Only process, only discipline, only execution. They ask for accents, I sit distance. Now we protect focus feeds output. I seek the power, I do not heal, I do not close, I do not dig. Heat rises around me, I stay composed. Chaos circles, order remains. I refuse, got no shade, I refuse delay, I refuse retreat. Former remains, the weight feels heavy, I carry it. The cause feels high, I pay it. The stands hit the bites, I accept the terms. Opposition take no relevance, use motion. I measure bronze fest daily. Numbers do not lie, talk tricks. Results remain, I solve the skill. I steady errors, I correct course. I move again. No hero talk, no legend claims. Only presence, only effect. I stay invisible, I stay accountable. I stay consequences, I own outcline. They mimic clone, they carry pace, they miss core. Core takes time, I protect our circle. I vet each entry, plus earn entry. Entry stays limited. I speak for self, no spokesperson, no hands up, no filter. Threat sound down, action sounds louder. I choose action. This round feels hostile. I plant roots hold firm. Storms pants, I do not chase trends. I set markers stay fixed. Match change, they frame stories. I publish facts stand firm. Spin collapses, I take hits. I stayed upright, I keep moving. Ocean wings, a vanity soul. No pity soul, no mercy ass. Only turns and forwards, I see the long view. Patience, guys, pace. Sustains power. Power stays earned. Power stays earned. This voice ends here. Position stays clear. Power. This voice ends here. Position stays clear. Respect follows output. Output. Precision sharpens every sentence before release. Language moves with intent, no wasted motion. Syllables stacked tight, engineered for impact. Each line earns space by function alone. Thoughts travel fast but never scatter. Control guides speed, focus trims excess. Expression stays dense without clutter. vocabulary stretches across influence and observation. Street logic meets intellectual reach. High reference blends with grounded detail. Nothing feels ornamental, everything turns to rest. Confidence appears without announcement. Skill speaks through execution. No need to declare dominance. Consistency handles proof. Images arise, stacked to back. Scenes flash, then dissolve. Meaning builds through sequence. One idea leans on the next. Momentum replaces narrative. Timing stays exact. Phrases here where silence expects them. Breath control mirrors thought control. Cadence never slips. The beat becomes lit vapor. Words align with intention. Stress layers delivering rhyme schemes that are locked clean. Metaphors stay functional. Comparisons clarify thought. No excess symbolism. Melody stays king. Observation fuels credibility. Details feel living. Corners described through texture. Moments captured mid-motion. Intellect flexes quietly. Knowledge straps without footnotes. References, trust, listener, awareness. No and holding offered. Dots bend syntax for efficiency. Ramble adapts to rhythm. Rules adjust to purpose. Form stays flexible. There is pride in restraint. Power held back sharpens delivery. Nothing spills unnecessarily. Each bar feels accounted for. The voice stays steady. No rush, no drag. Ballads hold sitter. Ideas compete inside tight frames. Only the strongest survive the edit. Weak thoughts get cut early. Discipline defines output. Legacy grows from standard, not volume. Quality repeat, filled reputation. Noise fades fast. Precision lasts longer. Technique hides in plain sight. Casual listeners catch surface strength. Focus ears uncover layers beneath. Scoped experiences remain valid. The tone refuses exaggeration. No inflated claims, no empty threats. Authority comes from structure. Cultural awareness trends through verses. That's a mission, carries through refinement. History informs style without copying. Evolution shows respect without imitation. Internal rhyme, bias, propulsion. External rhyme seals impact. Patterns shift subtly. Predictability never settles. The mind stays 10 steps ahead of sound. Planning precedes delivery. Improvisation happens inside control. Freedom thrives under constraint. Every line carries intention. Every intention carries weight. Nothing floats without anchor. Imagery remains sharp but grounded. No fantasy escape. No cartoon excess. Reality filtered through skill. Competition, it lists implicitly. No call outs required. Comparison happens naturally. Execution, sex hierarchy. The voice avoids cluttered emotion. Feeling channels through logic. Expression remains cool but alive. It's a full statues mastery over trends. Style adapts without chasing cycles. Timelessness grows from focus. Each verse functions like blueprints. Measured, tested, reinforced. Never still and lightly. Preparation shows and easy shows in flow. The listener senses control immediately. Confidence registers without explanation.
This style leaves little room for doubt. Capability confirms itself. Skill remains ever